Greetings, whiskey hobbyists. Welcome to Whiskey Whistle. I'm your host, Mark, and this is whiskey review number 108. Today we are remaining in the Speyside region. Today, in this case, with the Glenlivet Nadurra First Fill Selection. And this is the, what does it say? American White Oak Casks. So first fill American White Oak Casks. Okay. Now, this one I picked up at duty free. I thought it was a very, very good price. I have had the Nàdurra before. Nàdurra is their natural line, and I first encountered it in the winter of 2014 when I saw the 16-year-old on the shelves in Manitoba. That's my home province in Canada. And anyway, so it was 16 years old. It was $80 Canadian. I thought that was a no-brainer, so I bought a bottle and tried it, and really quite liked it. Thinking back now, it was really oak forward, so lots of really fresh casks, and yet with some age behind it. So that was quite interesting. Now they're no longer make the 16-year-old, but they have a plethora of a Nàdurra, or Nàdurra, as I like to call the plural of Nàdurra. So there's a lot of Nàdurra out there. There's sherry, and I believe there's peated. Some are cask strength, some are 48%. Okay, this one is 48%, and it's natural color. It's non-chill filtered, and you know what time it is? It's time to get it poured. So let's pour this beautiful whiskey. When I first, oh my goodness, when I first tried this, I wasn't crazy about it, but I have to tell you, it needs a bit of air. Okay, so you open it and decant it, or open it, pour out a glass or two, and let the bottle sit for a while, and it will not disappoint. I guarantee you. When I first opened it, I found the mouthfeel to be much too effervescent, much too biting. But with time, it really mellows out, and you really get a much more elegant, familiar whiskey from the Glenlivet. Okay, so we don't need to spend that much time waiting for this to develop, to aerate. So we'll get started with the nosing and the tasting neat, and then on to the nosing and the tasting with water. Okay, so let's start with the nose neat for the Glenlivet Nadurra First Fill Selection American White Oak. Extremely long name. I don't know how long they can make these names, but anyway, before we check out the nose, there'll be a very short advertisement right here. Welcome back onto the nose, the Glenlivet First Fill Selection. Classic Glenlivet, and yet it's spicier. There's more vanilla. There is more baking spices. There's a hint of chocolate here now, and I didn't get that earlier. What did I write? First of all, earlier today I wrote that this was a tad anemic on the nose. And I don't feel that way now. So that's interesting. It may be just the progression of my olfactory senses, or just the fact that that I have, I don't know, that maybe I'm getting over this cold that's been saddling me for the longest time. Okay, orchard fruits, vanilla custard, and lime jellies, and that's about right. but here it's a much stronger bouquet than earlier. Okay, a lot of big spice there. If you are a bourbon fan, then you're gonna like this one. Okay, the palate. Cheers all. Cheers to everyone in the Scotch Addicts Facebook group. Jim Wang, who is Wang, I think it's Wang. Jim Wang, who is the, I guess the originator, we'll call him. He also has a nice blog. Alan Brody, I believe he posts the most on the site. He also has a very interesting Instagram, what can I call it? Well, he has an Instagram collection where he goes by the Whiskey Hunter. Okay, so have a look for the Whiskey Hunter. That's Alan Brody. And, well, anyway, let's get into this now. I think we already talked about the nose. Yes, the palate. Cheers. Well, it begins sweet and sour. Just a hint of tartness. Then it gets dry. So a little bit of astringency, a little bit of bitterness in a pleasant way. There is some young fizz going on. So again, you can call that harshness or bite. It's got a little bit of bite. And in this case, it's nice. It's a good bit of bite. Again, you make sure you give your bottle some time so that it mellows, okay? So, the casking. Superb fresh casks, giving vanilla, cinnamon, and other baking spices added into the mix here. And there's a little bit of agave syrup there, so not quite as strongly flavored as honey, and not as particular as maple, but agave syrup. Okay. How about the finish? Well, there's a bit of heat along with some strong dryness, and I believe that is from the youth and also from the fresh casks, this dry tannic sort of nature. Okay, apricot and apple skins, apricot the whole fruit, apple skins the skins. Okay, sweet peach pie filling. It has a fairly sharp young bite, and then you get a little bit of rosemary added in there. Okay. Okay, let's get some water in there. We can very comfortably put in a full spoonful. Maybe just a tad more. Now we'll leave it like that. Don't want to drown it. All right, let's check that out now. Okay, so some more orange creams. Well, I like the nose better with a bit of water. Right here, Boston cream iced donut. Oh yeah. Okay, coconut and vanilla bean jelly beans. The citrus has waned a bit, but the other fruits are really coming to play now. Coming out to play. Yeah, it's like the middle part of the jelly bean. What else did I write here? Apricot vanilla on the mouth. Sexy mouthfeel. Sexy. Young bite. But the water actually softens it out a bit, okay? It's very much like a dessert. Mmm. Very nice. It really is like a dessert. Oh, and the finish with water now. A lot more apricot. Apricot is really coming out now. This is what my mouth tastes like, both the dried and the fresh apricots. Okay. Good. All right, so let's get on to the scoring for the Glenlivet Nadurra First Fill Selection. Okay. What will that be? It's going to be 86 out of 100. Okay. Couple of things. You really need to give it time to breathe. That's number one. Number two, it needs an age statement. Wouldn't that be nice? 8 years old. Fine, I would love that. Okay. Number three, otherwise near perfect. Okay, so hopefully people are backing me up in my regular work in that regard. I think I'm babbling. Okay, anyway, so 80, what did I say? 86? 86 out of 100. 86, okay, so 86 out of 100, so there's no confusion. Okay, I think it's past my bedtime. It is after 4 a.m. here in Seoul, and well, again, it's quiet, everyone's asleep, my 3 beautiful daughters are sleeping. Also have my mother-in-law staying over, so full house here at the WhiskyWhistle headquarters. Okay, so the WhiskyWhistle Whisky score for the Glenlivet Nadurra First Fill Selection, 86 out of 100. And I'll put a link to the other Glenlivet review that I have. Okay, so I have one more. That was a travel retail duty-free only item. Okay, so I'll get that linked. And stay tuned for the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. If you've watched until now, I think you want to subscribe. So click that link right there, right over there. There's a little face of mine somewhere here. And then click on subscribe, and then you're done. Okay, like the video also. Okay, 좋아요 눌러주세요. Please click like in Korea as well. And if you have any questions, if you've tried this one, leave a comment. If you want to talk about the 16-year-old, let's do that. I still have a bottle back home in Canada unopened, waiting for the right occasion. $80 for a 16-year-old, that's unheard of in Canada now. The prices now are well over $120 for a 16-year-old. So glad I bought 2 at that time. I don't know why I did. Anyway, we'll see you next time. Take care and have yourselves a great week or weekend whenever you're watching this. Bye-bye.